Here it is. I am back again. So today we'll be talking about staying organized in project. Whether you are a project manager, an experienced one, or you are doing it for the first time. Okay, that's not a topic. It's required for both. So we'll be talking about how you can remain focused in your project in a better way and achieve your objective, meet your end goals, complete your projects on time. How? Because projects are complex, we all know that. And with that complexity comes thousands and thousands of activities you need to do. And if you just remain unorganized, then it will be horrendous to see that you are nowhere. Leave alone completing project on time. So, this session will discuss, together we'll discuss, okay, what are the tips, what I need to do to see that the project gets on time. Let us talk about those tips and work upon those when we manage projects. It's not only required for project managers, it requires in your personal life, in your life. For anything you do, if you remain focused, if you remain organized, things are done in a better manner. Okay, let's go to those tips and we'll talk about later. So here it is, friend, project manager staying organized. It is rightly said, if you are organized in life or at a workplace, you will be productive and meet your objective with ease. Then why should we remain unorganized? That's a big question. It's $1 million question. If it is so easy to be organized, and then if staying organized give you ample result, you can achieve your objective with ease, then it is always better to remain organized, right? So here are the 8 tips which we are going to discuss. Why should we remain organized and what all things we need to do to remain organized? It is simple. The first one is, when you are a project manager, then because projects are complex in nature, you need to handle them, manage them. So who will help you in managing this? What sort of tool you should use? Because projects are so huge and also complex, you need to have certain tools, and those tools are nothing but they are called the softwares. So you should need to have the project management software which will help you in addressing this issue. You'll be surprised when 20 to 25% of the companies working on projects are using software. There are still companies using spreadsheets. Okay, spreadsheets are good for certain things, like keeping a record of your manpower use, time on task, or part of some schedule. But they have got their own limitation. Spreadsheets you will not able to customize to meet your project's requirements, whereas the softwares in contrast will able to help in customizing all your project requirement. And when you use a software, you can work from any device, you can work from anywhere in the world, you can work at any time. And because the softwares are so designed, these project management softwares, it gives you enough report, it gives you enough opportunity to explore your capacity as a project manager. So it is always handful of using these softwares to your advantage. See, there are many software, you have to choose and pick which is best to your fitting to your projects. It's not mandatory that you use X, Y, Z software. You can pick them up, which fits to your requirement, to your budget, and your ability to handle it can be used in your projects. So always use them. So next thing is create a project plan. Project plan is in a document, or it describes how the project will be executed, monitored, tracked or closed. All this, sir, it is a written document, it is an outline, it is a roadmap for you to move forward in a project. It has got everything, all the information you need. It's your friend. Because before you move into it, because you will have no time to do anything once you get into the project. So it is always better to create this project plan which will help you on this. This is a roadmap, this is an outline. And if you fail to create a project plan and then go straight onto, you're already into the projects 1 month, 2 months ahead on the project, I don't think you will get some time to prepare it. So it is always better to create a project plan. Okay, the next thing is create a project schedule. So project schedule is nothing, it is the overlap of the project plan. Project plan has got all the information, whereas project schedule has got certain information with timeline, with resources. What you do basically, to achieve the objective of the project, you create a list of activities which you need to accomplish to go there, to achieve it. So what happens? You have thousands and thousands of activities, and you put these activities in sequence, create dependency on them. Dependency is nothing but what has to be done before to go to the next step. That is dependency. So create that dependency and sequence them, and at the time of designing a schedule, allow resources to it, and also to who is responsible for what. Create all this and you create the schedule. So the schedule will tell you what can be done at what time, what can be prioritized first, what can be prioritized late, or what to do and when to do, and who will do. So create this project schedule well in advance. And friend, work on deadline. So deadline is nothing, you have to set deadlines for each high level items, each deliverables, each milestones, and also the action item for it, the low end activities. For everything you create a deadline. And if you create a deadline, that will allow you to focus for your work, for everyday works, in fact. Not only the milestones, not only the action items, but the deadline will help you to focus on your everyday activities. That's very important. Because if you don't have a deadline and you have a very good plan, very good schedule, but you don't have a deadline, you will be missing the targets. It is something that you need to know where to go, how to go, but you don't need when to reach there. So deadline will ensure that what will be done at what time, when. It will reply to the question of when. So it always create a deadline. And again, if you create a deadline, it will always, help you to focus, will not allow you to, distract from your project. You will remain focused at all the time. So have the deadlines for each item, each line item, each action item. Okay, the next is define priorities. Friends, you have so many things to do. You have a list of activities to do. But when you look at it, it seems everything is urgent and important. But actually they are not like that. There will be many of the activities, many of that list or action items can be delayed or can be taken at a later date, at a point when it is required. So you should have 1, 2, 3 priority for each action item so that you know what is to be done at what time, what you have to complete first, what to go to the next. So have the priority list and then go forward. And if you have all the list, looking at the list, you will be confused and you will always, you will think that everything is important and you will not able to achieve anything. You will always be fighting fires. Because in case of fighting fires, we are always busy. We don't know from where to start to get the fire extinguished, right? So similarly, have your priorities defined well in advance. Okay, the next thing is communicate early, communicate often, and I will also add to it, communicate well and on time. Friends, 20 to 25% of the projects worldwide fail because of poor communication. Communication is the lifeline of the project. So create communication channels with your stakeholders, with your co-workers, with your workforce, with your top management, everyone. So have communication channel, and you should also ensure what needs to be communicated at what point of time and what need not to be communicated at all. So communication basically, even if you have a best plan, you have a good plan, you have a good schedule, everything is online, but if your communication is poor, you are not able to tell or get the schedule or the instructions downward or upward in a correct way, correct manner, in the correct time, that good plan or good schedule is of no use. So friend, have better communication channel established, communication well in advance and also often. The next thing is keep tracking your project. Friend, projects needs to be tracked at all the time, because if you are not doing it, if you are not monitoring your projects, it becomes difficult to know where you are. So when you have created the plan, you have created measurable goals, the measurable goals you have already created in your schedule, in your plan, and when you are not able to perform, not able to accomplish those measurable goals, and how you should know that whether you are measuring it or you're working well or the project is going well. So you have created the measurable goals, you also have the KPIs, that is called key performance indicators. Through those indicators you will be able to judge the health of the project. So have those, get those feedbacks, and also through those feedbacks you create those reports, and get those reports to the top management or to the stakeholders to check the health of the project, and also have decisions so that at the correct time the decision can be taken to be improved upon, or there are so many other things. So always keep tracking your project. Okay, the last but not the least, be agile. What does that mean? I will not talk about what is written in a dictionary. What is agile? Agile is something basically you need to move with a grace, with the changes, with alacrity and all the time. You should remain alert basically. But in project management, agile is a methodology which is iterative and incremental approach. You have to react to the environment. You may have to take a decision which was not initially planned, because that's the required due to the environment or due to the market condition. So remain agile throughout the project. That's quite important, because if you remain fixed, rigid, sometimes it may so happen that you are not performing well. So have those flexibility in your plan, in your schedule, and keep them changing as per the in situ, or the environment requirement, and move forward. So remain agile. Okay friend, in addition to those 8 tips which I told you, these are also few things which you can always focus on. You should schedule meetings with a purpose and keep it to a short time, because nobody wants to spend time on meeting, because you have plenty of things to do. You may have, as a project manager, you are handful, and your people down below or the management, they are also have a lot of work to do. So keep your meetings. So people should know what is to be discussed. People should come prepared, and within a few short time you can complete those things, and then they can go back. So don't just drag your meeting to a time. Suppose you are going for lunch and people are sitting in the meeting. They will have always thinking about the recipe. But here, as a project manager, it's important that you should focus on the agenda points and quickly finish up the meeting. That is always good. Okay, the next thing is manage your emails and phone calls, because when you're working on a project, again, as I told you, the communication requirement is so important. So you should always attend to your emails. I think basically generally we all do in the morning and come and check our emails. That's for what? Because we don't know when you are away from your work areas, there are a lot of things are still happening. So check your emails and take phone calls, and always remain communicative. Okay. So next thing is keep meeting your boss. This is basically when you meet your boss or your top management, there are always some communication will be there. So if you keep meeting it, the things which you need to tell tomorrow or you can tell today, so that action can be taken early. So keep meeting, have two-way communication done at all the time, and important information is always passed on between you and your boss. So keep clutter to a minimum. That means you always don't work on everything. So as I told you, the priority list has to be prepared. So your table or your work area has to be, you should know that what I need to do at this particular moment. So keep clutter to a minimum. Don't spread around. Don't mess around the things, and then you will have less productive. Okay, always have pen and paper ready. Friend, if you are working on a project, the pen and paper, as I told you, should be always there with you, because that will help you in noting down things. Because when you are moving in a project or working or managing a project, there are plenty of things happening around. So what you will do? You can keep those things notings in a diary or in a piece of paper. So you should always have those things in your hand so that you don't forget, because there is every chance of forgetting those things, right? So better have be organized and have a pen and paper all the time. So what Benjamin Franklin said, for every minute spent organizing an hour is earned. I can't swear the mathematical capacity on this claim, but it's really a good one. If you really remain organized, you can achieve a lot, and you'll be more productive in the long run. So to always remain or stay organized wherever you are working. So friends, these are the tips you need to work upon to stay focused and manage project well. I thanks for watching this video. It's quite a long video, and I hope you work upon these areas and improve on your performance and manage projects well in the future. So thanks for watching it once again, and as usual, please like the video, share the video with your friends, and also subscribe to the channel so that we grow together